there. I'm Martha Higdon with Quilting by Martha. I've also written this book, Machine Couching Projects, which you can find on Amazon.com. There's over 25 projects that you can use with couching. So today I'm just going to show you one of the projects I'm working on right now. It's 2 days before Christmas, and I have bought these sweatshirt throws. They're at Walmart for $15 and I think $15.54. So I bought the sweatshirts. I've been practicing on them, all the different sizes that they have. So I've been working on this one here, and I bought 6 of these in gray. And I'm making quilts for the fire department in Rushville. So there's only 6 on the staff for Christmas Day. So as you can see over here, I'm only putting their last name, Dance, and then this is the fire truck with axe. I used the large baby Bernat yarn for that one, and I'm using my large couching foot that is sold separately with my Handy Quilter Longarm machines. Then the second one, O'Neill, same thing. You can zoom in over here if you want. Last name, same thing, the hat with the axe. This time I'm using a smaller yarn with the smaller couching foot. So you can tell the difference that the larger yarn is going to be more pronounced. The smaller yarn is probably a little more cleaner look. So again, just trying out different yarns with your couching foot. The center one here was my first practice piece. So since it's my son's, I tried a few things. I tried filling it in with the large couching foot and large baby Barnett yarn, red large yarn. Kind of got lost there. And then I tried to do the embroidery. This has a piece of fabric and it also has fusible underneath it, but I didn't like how that looked out, but we'll keep it on his. The next one, back to just doing their names. This time I used a small red, was left over from my book. It's almost a Christmassy look. It has the glitter things in the yarn. Again, I used my small couching foot, and I was able to couch his name, and then he has the fire department or a fire truck and on his blanket. So I'm going to go over here to my machine and show you the difference of some things that you can do with your Longarm and Pro Stitcher. Again, sometimes it's just trial and error. I am using the couching foot since I'm getting ready to use the large baby Barnett. I'm going to use the large couching foot, the 3mm. So the couching foot is on and the yarn is ready. Couple of things. I am using a ballpoint Longarm needle size 18 because this is kind of like a t-shirt table or t-shirt material. And I am using maroon red thread for the yarn. When I have the black on, I use black thread. I'm going to show you up here. I am using Pro Stitcher. I have turned the lights on so that the camera works better. So I was just showing you that's how I turn the lights off. And then I have already done the R and the A, and we're going to do the Y and the fire truck. But the first couple things I need to tell you, what you have to do is you need to change your stitch length to 16 stitches per inch. Then I also went into settings and I turned my pause delay off. I'm sorry, wrong one. Pause delay off because I am going to have to manually pull up my thread myself. And then the auto jump, I turned it down to 0 because I wanted to move it to each letter. I didn't want the long string going across. All right, I think that's everything I was going to talk about. So we're going to get started here. Put my scissors back on my magnetic. So we've done the R and the A, and now we are going to do the Y. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. I bought the Banner Day letters. So I went to ProStitcher.com and I bought Banner Day alphabet. You'll notice that the R is connected and the A is connected. Any letter that has a centerpiece is connected with Banner Day. Sometimes I use connections, sometimes I don't. But when you're couching, you would have to break tie off, restart if you didn't want the line in between. So that's just something to think about, but that's the Banner Day alphabet that I bought from ProStitcher.com. Then I took it into ProStitcher Designer. I laid out my letters, like his last name is Ray, so I made them all the same size, and then this fire engine created it from an edge to edge. I just did the start and stop points, and then modified and zipped everything or deleted everything from it and just came to the fire truck. All right, so now we're going to get started. I'm ready to do the Y. So I have to take my crosshairs to the beginning of the Y. I do needle down, needle up, bring the bobbin to the top. Okay, then I wrap my large Baby Barnett yarn around the needle and pull it off to the side. Then I cycle the needle up and down again, and then I am going to pull the yarn through my couching foot, my large couching foot. I now have to hold on to both threads and the yarn, and you're going to have to hold a little bit tighter. This material is stretchy, so I'm holding on to it. I hit resume. She's going to do the locking stitch. Gets to the end, she does her locking stitch. I then trim off just the yarn and move it off to the side, and now there's this little bitty tail here that has to be secured, so I am just going to go over it back and forth, back and forth. If the tail gets sideways, we can always trim it off, but then I'm going to go back over the whole letter, and I'm just going to trim it all, or back and forth, secure it in place. You wouldn't have to do this. You could have just checked it with your fingers, but I'm just going to go back over it to make sure that it is completely down. And once I'm finished with that, I stop it. Broke my thread on that one. And then I am going to rethread it, and then I am going to do the outline of the fire truck above this. Another thing that you're going to notice is I have my clamps. These are called the Handy Quilter clamps. Because I'm not loading this on the frame and I don't have my layers of my backing, my batting, and my top, I just have a blanket. So I'm using my large clamps. I clamped it to the back and I clamped it to the front. So it makes it real easy to put the quilts on or the blankets on and off. These make really nice personalized gifts. They don't take very long. Probably it was taking longer in the ProStitcher Designer getting them all set up. Takes a little bit longer, and then getting here to the machine, changing out your threads, using your yarn, finding out which yarn works best for you. Again, if you'd like more couching ideas, I have a book, Machine Couching Projects, that you can get at Amazon.com. It's by Martha Rochelle Higdon. If you like or need to subscribe, hit like. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook page at Quilting by Martha. Hope this was helpful. Happy couching!